Toyota is developing a new engine that it claims will change the entire automobile industry. We are working with governments to create infrastructure and pursuing emissions-free technologies, says the company. While the whole world is blindly racing toward electric vehicles, EVs, there's one company quietly moving in a different direction, and that company is Toyota. While other automakers have accepted EVs as the only future, Toyota has done something no one expected. Their engineers have created an engine that is shaking the foundation of the EV market. This raises a big question. Has Toyota discovered a truth that other companies missed? Is this move just technical stubbornness, or is there a bold vision behind it? Let's explore the strategy that's bringing a surprising twist to the EV race, and you might be shocked by what you learn. But before we dive into the details, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updates on cutting-edge technology. Today, companies like Tesla, BYD, and many other leading manufacturers view electric vehicles as the future and are rapidly investing in that direction. Governments are also encouraging this shift by providing subsidies and implementing EV-friendly policies. However, the truth is that the world is not yet fully prepared to adopt EVs on a global scale. The biggest challenge is charging infrastructure. Even now, many cities and especially rural areas lack enough charging stations. Moreover, the materials used in EV batteries, such as lithium and cobalt, are rare and expensive, and their mining raises serious concerns about environmental impact and human rights. Beyond that, the availability of electricity and the capacity of existing power grids are also in question. If millions of people start charging EVs at the same time, the current energy system could face major stress or even collapse. Furthermore, EVs remain limited when it comes to long-distance travel, heavy cargo transport, and functioning in very cold regions. The reality is that EVs are certainly part of the future, but they are not a one-size-fits-all solution, especially not yet. Toyota has recognized this. While brands like Ford, Volkswagen, and Mercedes are racing to abandon gas-powered cars and go fully electric, Toyota is taking a different approach. They're hitting the brakes and saying, "Hold on, let's think this through." Why does Toyota believe the world isn't ready to go all in on EVs? They're concerned that pushing too fast could backfire, leaving many people without affordable or practical transportation options. Instead of following the EV hype like Tesla or Rivian, Toyota is carving its own path, one that acknowledges electric cars aren't the only solution. And don't get it twisted, Toyota isn't afraid of innovation. Remember, they brought us the Prius back in 1997, the first mainstream hybrid car. It was a game changer. The Prius combined gas and electric power and paved the way for cleaner vehicles long before EVs became popular. Toyota has been innovating for decades, just not always in ways people expect. So why is Toyota resisting the EV wave? Some critics claim they're simply trying to protect their business. Others believe Toyota sees something others don't. The company is betting on a combination of hybrids and hydrogen power instead of going fully electric. They believe this diversified strategy makes cars more practical and affordable, especially in places where charging infrastructure and battery technology aren't yet viable. Back in 2021, Toyota made a bold move that sparked global conversation. At the COP26 Climate Summit, automakers were invited to pledge to stop selling gas-powered cars by 2040. Most major players signed the pledge. Toyota, however, declined. Instead of committing entirely to EVs, they promised to continue developing electric vehicles but also to invest in hybrids and hydrogen-powered cars. They weren't ready to bet everything on EVs alone. This decision caused controversy. Critics asked, "Toyota, what happened? You gave us the Prius, the hybrid superstar, and now you're slowing down on EVs." Some accused Toyota of holding back progress, but Toyota stood firm, and they had some valid points. Their main argument, the world isn't ready for full-scale EV adoption. Rushing into it could create more problems than it solves. While countries like the US, especially California, the EU, Canada, and Australia are introducing laws to ban new gas cars by 2035, Toyota is waving a caution flag. Sure, these policies sound great for the environment, but they come with challenges. Not every country is equipped for a complete EV transition. Toyota sells cars in over 200 countries, and many of them don't have enough charging stations, stable electricity, or the financial means to support an EV ecosystem. Imagine driving an electric vehicle in a region with no chargers or unreliable power. It's a recipe for frustration. Toyota's message is clear. Let's not leave millions of drivers stranded by forcing EVs before the world is ready. They aren't just in the business of selling cars, they're trying to make sure people can still get around, especially in areas where power grids are fragile or where gasoline remains more accessible than electricity. Going all electric may sound like the future, but in many places it's just not practical, at least not yet. Toyota's approach is about offering choices that fit different needs and regions. They're pouring resources into improving hybrid technology, making it even more efficient and affordable. But they're also doubling down on hydrogen fuel cells, like those used in the Mirai sedan. Hydrogen-powered vehicles refuel quickly, offer long range, and emit only water vapor, addressing some key EV limitations. Toyota believes hydrogen has significant potential, especially for larger vehicles like trucks and buses where heavy batteries are impractical. However, they acknowledge the current hurdles. Hydrogen fueling stations are even scarcer than EV chargers, and producing green hydrogen affordably at scale remains a challenge. Furthermore, Toyota is actively researching and developing next-generation internal combustion engines designed to run on alternative fuels like biofuels or synthetic e-fuels, which could drastically reduce net carbon emissions without requiring a complete overhaul of existing infrastructure or vehicle designs. They're even exploring engines that can burn ammonia, a zero-carbon fuel, cleanly. This isn't about clinging to the past, it's about finding multiple pathways to carbon neutrality, ensuring no driver or region is left behind in the transition. Toyota argues that a single solution cannot effectively serve the diverse needs of a global market spanning over 200 countries with vastly different economic realities and energy infrastructures. Their engineers are also making significant strides in solid-state batteries, a potential game-changer for future EVs. Solid-state batteries promise much faster charging times, greater range, improved safety, and potentially lower costs compared to current lithium-ion technology. By investing heavily in this area, Toyota is hedging its bets, ensuring it remains competitive in the EV space when the technology and infrastructure mature. This multi-pronged strategy refining hybrids, advancing hydrogen fuel cells, developing cleaner combustion engines for alternative fuels, and pushing solid-state battery tech showcases. Toyota's belief that the future of mobility is diverse, not monolithic. Ultimately, Toyota's caution on a rapid, wholesale switch to battery electric vehicles stems from a pragmatic assessment of global readiness and a commitment to accessibility. They foresee a transitional period lasting decades where different powertrains will coexist. Their goal isn't to delay progress but to ensure the transition to lower carbon transportation is inclusive, practical, and sustainable for everyone, everywhere, not just for those in wealthy nations with robust charging grids. They are betting that flexibility and multiple technological pathways will prove more resilient and ultimately more successful in achieving widespread carbon reduction than putting all efforts solely into today's battery electric technology. While critics see hesitation, Toyota frames it as responsible preparation for a complex global reality. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the evolving automotive landscape.